By me smoking weed, what is it doing for somebody else? By me watching dirty websites, what is it doing for somebody else? These are things we gotta ask ourselves, bro. These are things we gotta ask ourselves. Man, what up, man? Happy Sabbath morning, Saturday morning, beautiful day. You're not gonna get by if you're not a free thinker. It's hard to have a mind full of clarity when you watching bad websites, you know? When I was a slave to my lust, I had so much brain fog, felt like a brother had menopause. You feel me? It was hard for me to truly focus and do what needed to be done. It was hard for me to keep on top of my word. It was hard for me to complete tasks that I would set my mind and heart out to do. I would have the desire in my heart, but as soon as I would smoke that thing or watch them things, it would just the motivation I had would just leave. When I was a college student, I was, smoking and very productive, making A's, getting up early, doing my thing. I've always been a productive stoner. But I realized that it was because I was in a place in my life where I could live and smoke at the same place at the same time. So I could smoke and do my work, or I could smoke and, be productive. But when I got out of college, I graduated when COVID hit. So we left for spring break and never came back. And so I went back to living with my folks, and, I would go other places to go do what I wanted to do, right? And I realized when I would be doing what I wanted to do, and then I would come back to the crib, that short time span, that 15-minute drive, whatever would happen amongst that drive, I would just get back to the crib and I would just not want to do the things I set out to do. I wanted to chill. I got too complacent. A buddy in the gym, shout out to Ty, if you ever come across this video, he told me, he was like, if you're chasing complacency, then you're always going to get it. But if you're chasing self-improvement, it's going to take time. If you're chasing complacency, you're always going to get it. If you're chasing self-improvement, it's going to take time. And then I expounded upon his claim, his statement, saying that being great is doing a bunch of little things correctly, consistently. That's where greatness comes. Being great is not just one thing. If you see somebody who's great in one thing, there's a whole bunch of things, a multitude, a plethora of things underneath the umbrella of that said thing that makes them great. LeBron is not great at simply basketball. He has the mind, he has a strategic mind that he can use in other things. But basketball is his outlet. Basketball is dribbling, passing, catching, running, landing, shooting, dribbling. All those things make up the greatness that you see on the basketball court, right? Being great is doing a bunch of little things correctly with discipline. You know what I'm saying? And if you're chasing complacency, then you'll get it every time. You'll get it every time. And I was being complacent when I was subduing myself to drugs and sex. You feel me? It's as simple as that. A lot of us don't want to be real with ourselves because we're not ready to let go of these things. But you have to ask yourself, by me doing this, what am I gaining? What is it really doing for me? And what am I doing for somebody else? Right? What's the point? By me smoking weed, what is it doing for somebody else? By me watching dirty websites, what is it doing for somebody else? These are things we got to ask ourselves, bro. These are things we got to ask ourselves. What is it doing for somebody else? And then you can't blame yourself when you're not growing. You can't blame yourself when you feel like opportunities are being passed up, because God's going to present you with opportunities here and there. But for some reason, this is not going to work out because you're not trying to seek the kingdom first. But I digress. My head's covered. My aim wasn't to prophesy, but it come out regardless. But who are you to feel that you can just live like a king, right? You got to earn your stripes, earn your keep. You know, I went to a Cat Williams show last night, and he was talking about he bought this toilet for like $30,000. And when he first seen it, he was like, dang, I can't afford that. He can afford that. He just didn't want to spend 30K on a toilet, right? All the work that Cat Williams has put in his life, and he said that he felt like he should start trying his best to live like a king at his older age now. Not like he old, but you know what I mean, at his age now. He had to earn his stripes and earn his keep. You can only be oh so much a king under this reign of Babylon that we in. But I'm telling you, if you want complacency, you're going to get it every time. But being great is a bunch of little things that you have to do correctly and consistently, daily, every day. Every day. You're not supposed to work hard every day. The Sabbath is supposed to be a day of rest. But you're still strategically trying your best to keep it, which is a form of working hard. It's not going to be strenuous effort. You know, you're not going to be pushing your body, working out, lifting weights on the Sabbath, but you're intentionally withholding yourself from doing certain things that are considered work that you would do throughout the week. That is effort, though. You feel me? That's strategically trying to keep the Sabbath. It's hard, I know. Sometimes we want to say, forget all this. I just want to do what I want to do. But you can't, because people are dependent on you. Y'all can't see it, but there's ducks in a row right there, right above my finger. Together, working hard together. You feel me? If you want complacency, you're going to get it every time. But if you're trying to be great, it's going to take a lot of little things that you must do consistently and righteously in order to obtain such. Understand that and remember that, right? You wasn't put here to be a slave to your lust, a slave to your sin. You simply wasn't. And one day, who's ever reading this, watching this, you understand what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't have the strength right now to put that blunt down. Maybe you don't have the strength right now to stop watching those sites, but you do. You just don't want to. But maybe one day God will put upon your heart to where you won't want to do it no more. Or maybe not. Maybe it was your destiny to die in your sin. But just know it doesn't have to be that way. You feel me?